Warframe on the PlayStation 4. Well, I guess this is technically a rest stop video. We're going to do several of these. As I get ready to pack up this game for the year 2021, I'm going to say it. This is one of the best, this is one of the better games I played in the year 2021. I put about 20-some hours into this. I'll definitely be playing more of this in the future. I'll go into more details about these statistics later. I'm on Mars doing an excavation mission. The reason I'm doing this particular excavation mission is because I have a task that requires me to kill 150 enemies in a single mission. And the easiest way to do that, apparently, is to do a mission where enemies are constantly spawning. Or in this case, a mission where enemies are constantly spawning in a large volume of enemies is constantly spawning, and they're easy to take out. So I'm doing this excavation mission, which I've already completed. And I'll show you how I found the secret to this particular excavation mission. Because a lot of excavation missions are annoying because you'll have to defend these excavation points, and enemies won't drop these little batteries you see right here on the ground. There's a battery right here on the ground right there. I'm carrying one in my hand, but I'm not allowed to wield my two-handed weapon when I'm carrying this thing. For instance, see when I pick up my shotgun, the battery disappears. I press the Y button to switch to my shotgun. Press L1 square, and that's going to be for my my force field, my terror dome, which will keep enemies at bay. It funnels them, which I appreciate. Whoops. Didn't lose my battery. That's good. Okay, so let me drop this excavator right here. There we go. Now I can keep this thing powered up. Apparently, if you put a battery in the unit, it regenerates its shields. So keep that in mind. Which is the other problem with some of these missions, is that the enemies don't drop these freaking batteries. So the plan for this mission is to take out those flying enemies you saw earlier that are dropping these batteries. Like that guy. Yeah, you see, he's got one. So check out the power meter on the left-hand side of the screen. It's in blue. And I guess gain 300 shield energy points by putting the battery inside of it. But again, the secret is to get these battery droppers to spawn, which they don't always do. In this mission, they're coming out in spades. So I feel better about that. So if I can defend this for 50 more seconds, we'll be good. He's a battery dropper. Thank you very much. There we go. Another battery dropper. Is that a pig? It's more probably a dog. Okay, full of power. So the excavator's battery pack is completely full. Of course, I need to throw more batteries in so that he doesn't lose all of his, he doesn't lose his shield. Okay, so we'll add some more shield power to that excavator, so it'll last another 15 seconds. There we go, see? So that's apparently the secret, is to throw more batteries into the excavator so that it gets its shield back. Because enemies will keep peppering it with fire. Careful. This is the easy way to break rocks. If I do a fissure mission in a place like this, you can break rocks pretty easily. And of course, I can get cryotech. What is that called? I can pause during the mission, in case you're wondering. So I'm playing in single-player mode. I can pause during the mission, which is fantastic. It's an easy way to harvest cryotic. Is on these excavation missions. How do we get out of here? Down here, I guess. I don't need another battery. Okay, it might be over here. Up. Square. Jump, jump. That crap. It's stuck in the geometry. Just a second, I'll figure it out. Jump, jump. There we go, now we're talking. Sit. That works. So remember, I pressed the triangle button to switch between my gun and my pistol. which is useful against individual enemies that are kind of weak, but not so much against these guys. Ow! Bastard. Most of the enemies in this mission are fodder, so I'm fine with that. Whoops. We'll clear this place out. Give me a second. There we go. Had to get through his shield. Remember, you press the right stick to do that little dive bomb attack, and that will take out most enemies. I already scanned that. I need to scan those items in order to take them back with me. So you can't harvest it by cutting it. You harvest it by actually taking pictures of it, as weird as that sounds. Ugh, these guys are going to follow me for the rest of the level. Like I said, it's an easy way to build up kills if you need them. Which I did, because I'm on Mars right now, and I want to get to Phobos. And the way you get to Phobos... switch weapons. Yeah. The way you get to Phobos is by completing a bunch of prerequisites. And one of the prerequisites is, do a mission like this. You kill 150 enemies. Remember, you can slide with the L1 button. You press the left stick to sprint, and you can jump out of a slide by pressing the jump button. Do that little bullet jump. Which also destroys some treasure chests, I think. I haven't quite figured that out. I haven't quite confirmed that. Oh yeah, while you're in midair, you can press the right stick. Do that little ground pound that I was doing constantly. It's probably the most useful move in the entire game. Okay, I'm out. I need to buy more scans for that. So when I get back to the ship, remind me to get more. Remind me to buy more scans. But I think I can do that in the. I think I can do that from here, because I'm able to pause the game. Yeah, I am able to do this. I hope. Let me do a quick check. Equipment. Don't crash. Do not crash. Oh my god, don't crash, you dumb son. Do not crash. Okay, about to say. Jeez. Go to my wish list right here. So during a mission, you can go to your wish list and buy stuff like this. Use 500 credits. Thankfully, the game pauses. 500 creds. And I will buy more charges. So now I have 35 charges, see? So I can buy 25 charges at a time. I'll buy a few more. I'll get some more credits by the end of this mission. But I do collect items by scanning them, which is the purpose of this. Okay. Yeah, here. I know I can get out of here. Down. Do I need to re-equip this? That's the problem. I can buy extra scans during the mission, but unless I re-equip my item wheel, I'm pretty sure I can't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't re-equip anything in my item wheel, I don't think. Ooh, I think that's probably what's going on. Yeah, I don't think I can put anything in my item wheel while I'm in the mission. So if I run out of charges, I can't re-equip anything, I don't think. Okay, enough. Drop weapons. Down he goes. Let's get all the loot on the way out. I'm not gonna die, these enemies are too weak. Most of them are, anyway. Yikes. That. See, some of them are tough. Not all of them, of course. Sit. So hold down L1 and press square for that little terror dome. A couple of other powers here I can mention while I'm here. Yep, give me that. Yeah, I'll take that salvage. What are my other abilities listed here? Abilities. Well, that's the Terradome right there, the magnetize. You hold down the L1 button. Excuse me, you hold down the R1 button. Press the square. And if you tap it, it creates the Terradome. which deals damage over time, and it becomes a gravity well for nearby enemies. Bullets and shards created increase this damage, but I haven't been doing. I need to start doing that. Creates a magnetic field, or if you hold the button down, it creates a magnetic field, which absorbs range damage. But unfortunately, your character can't jump, and it moves very slowly, so it's not all that useful when I play. Where's Polarize? Emit an energy pulse that depletes energy shields, creating shards which become deadly when mixed with magnetized. Okay. Shields of allies are restored. So yeah, this takes some practice. I have not been doing it. So I need to polarize by pressing... I don't know which button that is. Polarize is the triangle button? I think it's the triangle button. Let's try it. Okay. R1 square. R1 triangle. I thought that was crush. I think that was crush. That couldn't have been right. Yeah, that was crush. Which one was the polarize? Well, I'm out of magic, so I can't do anymore. I think polarize is the circle button. Yeah, I think it's the circle button. R1 circle, but I can't do it now because I don't have any more magic. My energy meter is on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I only have 4 pips. I think I maxed out this particular weapon. But to be honest, they're all basically the same. All the melee weapons seem to be the same to me, unless I get a different stance. I have not found a machete. Hey! I haven't found a machete yet. Reaping Spiral, that's a scythe, which I don't have yet. Sundering Weave is always fun. I got 2 more rocks. I've been excavating cryotics. You see on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, those cryotics. Every time you complete an excavation, you get 100 of those cryotics. If the enemy destroys an excavation drill before it's done excavating, like, you know, the 90-second countdown appears. As soon as the drill starts, there's a 90-second countdown. If the device, and remember, you have to keep the thing powered up, and you have to throw batteries into it, which recharge the shields, and allow the excavation to continue. If the enemy destroys the excavation drill before it's done drilling, you will get a fraction of the cryotic, of the normal cryotic. It could be 20, I think sometimes it's 60. But if you manage to defend the drill for the entire 90 seconds, you'll get 100 cryotics, which is what I just did here. Don't worry about it. It's mainly used for breaking open rocks. Because if I bring one of those rocks you saw me use earlier, these void relics right here. I got 2 of these rocks during the mission. So if you bring one of these rocks into a fissure mission, completing excavation cracks open the rock, usually. And I'll show you how that works in a second. I'll explain the rocks in a moment. First thing I always do is I go to the Foundry. This is one of the problems I have with the game so far. Most of these items can be built pretty quickly, like these right here. These can be built in a minute, or you can rush it by spending 1 platinum. You can speed it up. These only take a minute, as you can see down here. Spend 1,000 credits in 1 minute, and you can make one of these, which is what's going on right now. It's kind of weird because the game says I own 6, but I'll show you what the problem is in a second. Most of these items I don't want to make because they're kind of expensive. Hold on.
Will you begin another mission?
Stop. And the other problem is if you want to build something important like a heat sword, I may have all the ingredients, but it takes 12 hours to make in real time. It takes 12 hours in real world time to make this thing. Unless you want to speed it up, which I think might cost like a platinum or something. Platinum is over here on the top right hand corner of the screen. I never spend it. I got that 50 platinum when I first started the game. I think you also start out with 50,000 credits, I forget. And you earn a decent amount of credits in most missions.
No, don't mention it.
But I don't spend platinum. I can't be bothered. I don't know how to earn it, so I don't spend it. I don't like spending things I can't get back. So I think I have to trade on the games in the in-game economy. I don't want to do that. Well, we'll see how it goes. I guess I can trade something. Someone might give me like a couple of platinum for it. I don't know. I don't like having to waste my time trying to set up, sales. Like it's the Facebook Marketplace or eBay or some crap. This is a gun I wanted to buy. It's a primary weapon. It's a secondary weapon, excuse me, that I use instead of the gun that I was carrying a second ago. Unfortunately, it takes 12 hours to make. 12 hours in real time, and I will not be playing this game in 12 hours. So, screw that. I am almost done with the Archwing launcher. It requires fish oil, so I guess we'll go out fishing later on in this video and set that up. A Clem clone. Ooh. Yeah, you can have people fight alongside you, like Clem right here. He basically has a very limited vocabulary. He's like a Pokemon. He keeps saying Clem, Clem, Clem all the time. Or Rada Rada if you're a Chowder fan. But he's a Pokemon. And he shoots things for you, which is nice. If you want to build one of him, you can assign him to one of your missions. I don't know how long he lasts, but a clone of Clem seems to be nice to have. I'm not going to worry about clones. There's another clone up here, like a Vapor Spectre. Same deal, I believe. I've never used one of these. I don't want to waste 8 hours trying to make one. But it might be fun for some missions. It might be useful for some of the defense missions. We'll see. This other stuff I'm going to start mining. There's stuff here I can mine. But let me show you what's going on with this thing down here. I always start out in the Foundry because it takes time to build stuff. So I go to the Foundry. I should have a dog. Yeah, my dog is ready. Is my dog done baking in the incubator? Let's see. Void Relics. Actually, let me show you what's going on with that. I'm going to go to my arsenal. We'll explain the details of the arsenal later. Up here, I have my gear. Remember when I said I just built one of these? Well, I have 7 now, but the game implies I only have 6. So if I go here, pick up another one, I still have 6. I thought it was done. I need to claim that. Hold on, the game's crashed. Here we go. So if I go up here, I can use the D-pad to jump between navigation, jump between tab points, which I like. Right here, you can see Affinity Blessing. What's an Affinity Blessing? The game won't tell me. Will you please explain what an Affinity Blessing is? The game doesn't explain stuff like this. I've been getting Affinity Blessings. I have no idea what Affinity is for. Go down here to claim the item. It says I own 6, so I claim it. And now I own 7. And this is not in progress. Yeah, this is not in progress. But that's a quick way to find out. Ready to build. Yeah, these are ready to build. So that's something I should probably check later. So if I go here to the equipment, go to my arsenal, I go up here. It takes several hours to make sense of this inventory, so keep that in mind. The game said I had 6. The game said I had 7, but I have to re-equip. There you go. It's annoying, but keep that in mind. I accidentally forgot that. In fact, while I'm here, I'll check out the dog in a second. Navigation. Normally, between missions, once I go to the Foundry, one of the things I like to do, I'm not going to go to navigation. One of the things I like to do is go to the Foundry, cook something. Then while it's cooking, I go to my arsenal, check out all my mods. My mag is the suit I started out with. The rank has been maxed out. You gain experience points by wearing Warframes during missions. When the mission is done, you gain experience. For instance, go down here. Last mission results. So from the last mission, you can see right here on the bottom of the screen, I didn't get any mag experience because the suit's already maxed out. During the mission, my melee weapon, my bow, has been maxed out. I threw in a bunch of experience. I can gain no more experience in this particular weapon, which is fine. It's strong. But it means that if I want to gain more experience points, and what it basically means is that experience points in this game are used to increase the rank of your weapon. Rank is used to determine how many mods you can place on each weapon, which we'll get to in a second. You want mods because they make your weapon much stronger, and they increase some of its properties and attributes. So when you rank up your weapon, you gain the ability to add more mods to the weapon. In this case, you can see on the top right hand corner of the card, there's a number here called a 2, 6, 2. There's also a caret symbol pointing upward to the left of the number. I'll show why that's important later. But the idea is that each weapon has a certain capacity. That number cannot exceed the capacity of your item. So if your item is rank 13, that means you can have at a minimum of 13 capacity points, drain points, if you will. So if I equip this on a weapon, it will take away 6 drain points from the maximum of 13. I'll go into more detail about why these carets are important, because these carets increase your capacity. There's also a symbol next to the number 2, that's a minus sign. I guess you can call it a minus sign. This is a double minus sign, I guess. That is a V shape. That is a corner. That is a corner next to the number 2. That's not what they're called within the game's lore. For the purpose of this video, I will be calling them minus signs, double minus signs, corners, and V's. Because there's no other way for me to explain what these symbols are. You can't just look at them and see what the symbols are called, because it's too complicated. These devices gain experience points by apparently just participating in missions. If I shoot a bullet at an enemy with this pistol, it gains experience. If I kill an enemy, I believe it gains more. I don't know the rules of this. I haven't figured it out. The game is not specific about this. The documentation within the game is kind of annoying because it's very, very, very basic. And the tutorials in the game are extremely basic. You gotta pop open a web browser within the game to see what any of this stuff means. Not a fan. Let's see. Sometimes the chat window interferes with the freaking... The chat window will disappear. One hopes. Get out of here. I don't know how to get rid of this. Shut up, Morty. Yeah, literally, shut up. I can't get rid of this. It'll disappear eventually. Okay, there we go. Arsenal. So I wanted to show you that. In my arsenal. Maxed out, maxed out. So what happens when you have a maxed out suit? Press the triangle button to upgrade it. 31. Or specifically 30. The max rank on my items appears to be 30. Which means the drain of all of the items that I place on each weapon can be no more than 30. But I'll show you why it's 31 in a second over here. For instance, let's say I want, what do I want? Something simple. Here we go. Let's say I want to increase the electricity resistance on my Warframe. So I equip this. See, it's got a drain rating of 5 on the top right-hand corner of the screen. I lose 5 drain points because I equip this mod. Remove that. But let's say I want an ability let's say I want an ability that might be more useful. This one increases my energy. This one, energy max is the magic points that I have. Remember when I created that little Terror Dome force field earlier? That uses energy. See the little minus sign right here? It's got a drain value of 4. So I'll put it right here, and it takes 4 away from my capacity. But you see the little minus sign right here? If I pick this, see these little green minus signs light up. That's the polarity. If the polarity of your mod matches the polarity of the slot that it's placed in, it reduces the drain that item uses. So it uses 4 right here. If you put it right here, it cuts it in half. So the drain has been reduced because I placed it in a slot with the proper polarity. That becomes very important as we move along. What else do I need to mention? Oh, yeah. I'll show you this. This one's kind of weird. I don't know what this does. See the little blood that shows up when you choose this? I have no idea what this means. The game is not very specific about why that matters. There is a plus here. Yeah, here we go. See the little symbol up here at the top of the card? And you can also see the 2 symbol right here. And it also has a caret next to it. Can't put that here, can I? Apparently I can. Yeah, it increased... The caret symbol will increase my capacity from 30 to 31. The polarity doesn't match, but it's still useful. Let me try a thing. Can I put this here? Nah, not what I'm looking for. Drop it. So these caret symbols are important because they increase your capacity. You can have multiple configurations. Did I choose that? Here's an interesting feature I want to show you. The game encourages you to press the R3 button and auto-install your configurations. And you see what that does. It automatically assigns all of your mods based on some optimization the game is trying to figure out for you. It's not bad. It's actually very useful when you're first starting out. You might accidentally discover things you didn't know. You might discover certain synergies you didn't know were possible. Like the Gladiator Aegis thing right here. Or the Mecha Empowered thing over here. Again, something I didn't know was going to happen until I used that auto install to make things a bit easier. So we'll get rid of all these. But I wanted to show you that. One other feature. If I go to mods right here, press the square button. You can look at all the mods that are installed on this particular unit, or you can use L1 and R1 to look at all of your mods all together. You can press the triangle button to sort by, in my case, recent, because I always want to see what the newest mods are that I picked up. Stuff like this, where it says new, you can see the mods that I got that I haven't touched yet. Cryo rounds, this works for my rifle. That's actually kind of useful. That might be useful for my shotgun, actually. One of the things I want to do is I want to focus on putting elemental abilities on my melee weapon, then putting complementary elements on my shotgun. Because my shotgun is basically a melee weapon that's a projectile. If you're within 10 yards, it's reasonably effective. A melee weapon is effective within 7 or 8 yards. And it also has unlimited ammo. But the idea is some enemies are weak against one particular kind of element, but they're resistant to another. So you can combine elements, and I'll show you how that works in a second. Some of this stuff is kind of worthless. Extra damage to the infested, not very useful. 5% impact, not useful. You'll see, let me go to the tutorial down here. Press R2. Yep, you got mods right here. Again, this is all you get in terms of tutorials. Installing a mod is done in the upgrade section. You can use the auto-equip, which I just used, until you become familiar with the mod system. They're collected in many ways. They can be found as loot dropped by specific enemies, which I picked up a few during the mission we just did. The codex and the codex scanner will allow you to scan enemies and learn about which mods they might be carrying. You usually scan enemies before they see you. You can stealth scans, basically. But I don't really do that. I might want to do that later, but I haven't been worrying about that too much. This is how a card usually works. The rarity is based on the number of pips you see at the top of the screen here. It's also based on the color of the frame of the mod. I rarely note the rarities, to be honest. I mentioned the drain points earlier. That little minus sign right there next to the number. The drain number is the polarity. I mentioned that earlier. It's some mods are specific to an item type. This is a rifle mod, so that means you can't attach this particular mod to your melee weapon. So just keep that in mind. Equipped. I think that hexagon on top, below the item name, says if it's equipped or not. And the dots down here say how many levels it can be upgraded. 2 pips down here means this particular card is level 2. Out of a maximum of 5. You can upgrade this card to level 5. Describes the effect this mod has on your items. Statistical benefit will rise if you apply fusion to the mods. That's like I said, you fuse a mod to level it up, which I'll do a bit later. Polarity, I mentioned that. Mod slots will be attuned to specific polarity. Matching mods to slot polarities will significantly reduce the drain, while mods that do not match will decrease the drain. You can increase the level of a mod through fusion. This will increase both its effectiveness and its drain. Actually, it doesn't. That's right, it increases the drain number. It doesn't make it more efficient, but it makes it more effective in terms of the upgrades you get. Like, if you level this up one more time, it might increase the heat to level 55% instead of 45%. Something like that. Some of the upgrades aren't that useful, but some are extremely useful. Like there's a mod that gives you more armor or more health. You can increase that value from 45% extra armor to 80% extra armor very quickly. And it also gets upgraded to like 200% upgrades to your armor. So some upgrades are extremely useful, and some are pretty basic. 5% extra puncture damage, 10% extra puncture damage, completely worthless to me. I am way too fast for that to be important in any way. Now, as the weapons get stronger, maybe it becomes more important. In most situations, it's not, and I'll explain why in a second. Drain. Each mod has a value attributed to drain, which indicates the capacity cost to equip the mod onto your weapons or Warframe. I already mentioned that. Polarity, I've already mentioned that. Here you go. As your gear increases in power, your mod capacity also increases, allowing you to equip additional mods on your loadout. Like I said, the capacity of your item is linked to its ranking. You gain experience during a mission, and then it ranks up. So again, if your weapon is rank 2, you'll have a drain value, you'll have a drain capacity of 2. If your weapon is maxed out, it is at rank 30, you will have 30 drain points, as you saw earlier. Warframe and weapon mod slots are sometimes attuned to a simple polarity. I already mentioned that. On the mod upgrade, polarity is indicated by a symbol next to the drain amount. The minus symbol, the V symbol, the double minus sign. The stuff I mentioned before. Matching mods to slots, you already mentioned that. Collecting a mod is just the first step. All mods can be upgraded through a process called endo fusion. Yes, it is called endo. 420 and all those jokes. React to the mods to increase their rank, giving you more power. To acquire endo, you can dissolve duplicate mods into endo, play missions for endo drops, and more. Endo's pretty easy to get in this game. And I'll show you why I want to use that. There are a few things I don't want to show you because they're expensive and I don't want to waste money. For instance, let's look at... You're already sorted by, yeah, some of the stuff I might not even use. Let me press triangle. Actually, no. Press L1 and R1 to go to the duplicates, see? Look at how many duplicates I got. I got 17 pressure point mods. I don't need 17 of these. So I can press X to select one of them. I can upgrade this one. Or I can sell it for credits. I have 97,000, so that's not a terrible idea. Or I can dissolve it into endo, which is right here. 2490. So I'll dissolve this one into endo. 5 endo. I need those to level up stuff, and I'll show you how I do that in a second. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell 2 of these cards by pressing L1 and R1. So I'll select 2. I can sell these 2 for 200 a pop. Apparently rarer cards. Like this one's a common card, but this one's a rarer card. So this one costs 500 if I sell it instead of 200. I can dissolve it into 10 endo instead of 9 because it's a higher ranking. See the little 2 pips on the top of the card? You can barely see this. This card has 1 because it's bronze and it's common. This card is silver because this card is silver because, excuse me. Yeah. This card is silver because it has 2 pips at the top of the card and it's rare. Not legendary, just rare. So I can sell that for 500. Again, I keep getting these. And I can sell one of these Furies. I don't need attack speed if I'm being honest. So these, if I sell these rare cards, I can sell them for 10 endo. I can also sort by rarity, right? Yeah. So all I have level 2 mods and level 1 mods. That's all I got. Fine. Okay. What else do I want to do? I can combine... I don't want to do this. We can combine 3. I can combine 4 mods here. For a chance at a rare mod that costs 12,000 credits. I don't want to do this. The last time I tried this, I got a worthless mod. So I don't want to waste my time with that. Press square again. Let's see. I think that might be all I need. I can sort with a filter. Show maxed. Rarity, show all. Polarity, show all. Game mode. I guess we'll call it universe. I guess some mods only work if you're in co-op. Or if you're doing, like, Lunaro missions or something. I'm not going to show you Lunaro. Lunaro is a soccer Rocket League high-ally type game. And I can't find anyone to play with. I'm not going to go searching. It looks fun, but it also looks completely broken, and no one was ever playing it when I was there. I tried looking for people, no one wanted to play it. I only tried a couple of times in an hour, so I don't know what to tell you. The Kubro charges ahead. Yeah, we'll deal with the Kubro in a second. So that explains that. Let me see if I can find a mod that I want to fuse.
Your collection of mods is impressive, operator. But I wonder if there are more to be had.
Here's an example. I have too much stuff here. I'm carrying too much stuff. I want equilibrium. Yeah, I want equilibrium. Equilibrium's a nice one because it increases it takes health pickups and turns them into energy for my magic spells, my Terror Dome and so forth. Energy pickups give extra health, which is nice. Let's say I want to level this up. Yeah, in fact, I can't do that here. Press the square button. Look at the installed mods right here. Press L1 and R1. Look at my installed mods. Let's say I want to level this one up. I don't, but let's just say that I do. Where is it? Equilibrium. So let's fuse it by using some of that endo I got. Press L1 and R1 to rank it up. That increases the energy pickup to extra 16%. Huh. That sounds interesting, actually. It also increases the drain from 4 to 5. So that's how much it costs. It will cost 20 of my 2,500 endo. It will cost 966 of my 98,000 credits. I'm not going to use that, but that gives you some idea about what I can do. I can level it up to max rank. See right here? Rank 2, rank 3. It's pretty expensive, but if I equip it, I'll get a lot of energy and a lot of health if I pick up health pickups or energy pickups. So it sounds interesting, but the problem is that increases my drain a lot. So I don't want to use this yet. That gives you some idea about what you'll get if you level up some of your mods. Apparently, I don't really need them, but the ones I have been equipping, the ones I have leveled up, like I increased my flow here so I could increase the amount of magic I have to play with. So that's good. Redirection right here. I gave myself a massive amount of shield energy. 200% shield capacity is very good. I might level this up actually. Sounds like a good idea to level this one up. Shields are nice to have maxed up, I think. So we'll throw in another rank. It will increase its drain, but also increase its shield capacity to 240%, which will not be bad in any way. Spend the endo, spend the creds, and it's yours. Would exceed the capacity of configuration B, so uninstall the mod in configuration B. Okay, so we'll go back. That was an upgrade that would have affected my configuration. Yeah, it uses too much power. So I won't have to worry about that. Let me do a quick... This one has 4, this one has 2. Not sure why. I would never use this. I'm probably just going to sell that. I can remove one of these. This is not in any way important to me. My ability range seems... Well, that's the ability of my magic spells, I want to say. So maybe it's somewhat useful. I would say it's not. So we can drop that. Let's see. R3. Auto install. So I got my redirection reattached, so that's good. But I don't want that. I want equilibrium. But it probably won't fit. It won't fit. So I would have to remove something else. That gives you some idea about what I'm working with. So I have, see my redirection here. So you see my shield right here. 810 shield points. Press L1 and R1 to switch configurations, and the same deal works here. Also, if you're on the bottom of the screen, you can filter your mods by doing this. L1 and R1. You can also see what each of these polarity symbols is called. The corner-looking symbol, or the Florida-looking symbol, is called Vazarin, and the minus sign is called Naramon. No normie's gonna understand what that means, so I don't use those words. I try to be normie-friendly on this channel, even when I'm overanalyzing things like this. But yeah, that gives you some idea about what I'm doing with this character. I got my shoddy right here. This is my favorite weapon, actually. Aside from my melee weapon, of course, which is massively overpowered. Let's see. I have more capacity on this. It's rank 19, so I can equip a bunch of this. Let's do a quick check. Let's do press R3, do an auto install. Shotgun Savvy gives me an extra status chance. See that? Status is worthless to me. A 6% chance that I might inflict a status effect on an enemy, based on the type of damage the weapon inflicts. Chance per projectile that a status effect will apply, but that's the problem. Like, maybe with an automatic gun that might matter. Not so much for this one. So I'm not a fan of this. But I could level up some of these. Look at this crap. 5% impact damage. So check this out. 13.5. Let me get rid of this. That's how worthless this thing is. It's a meaningless increase to my total damage. And this is important depending on the... So look at the description of this item. Impact. Most effective against shields. Impact status increases the chance that the target will be vulnerable to finisher at low health. Okay. That happens almost all the time when I play this game. If an enemy is weak, I'd say about 10% of the time I can press the square button and finish them off. Or you can just shoot them again. You know, whatever. This isn't like Doom, where you press a button to do a melee attack and it gives you health. It's not that kind of game. Punctured. The 2016 version of Doom, in case you're wondering. Most effective against armor. Puncture status reduces the target's damage output by up to 75%. Again, I guess it might matter if you know you're facing a particular kind of enemy consistently during a fight. You might want to go into that mission with a particular setup. I don't think it's that important. I really don't. Slash ignores the target's armor and causes them to bleed for extra damage over a short duration. If I were using a sword, that matters. But I'm using a shotgun. Actually, I'm using a bow, but you know what I mean. We'll explain why that's important later. But again, most of this stuff is garbage. Look at this. Projectile speed is faster. How is this in any way important? It's a shotgun. It doesn't need to shoot faster. It needs to shoot harder. I would argue that projectile speed is nigh worthless. Point blank, extra damage with a shotgun is very useful. In fact, I'm going to level this one up. So we'll press the square button and we'll level up the point blank, because this shotgun's a lot of fun to use. So we'll fuse it. Rank it up. It increases the drain, but it'll make it more damaging. Spend the endo, spend the credits. We'll take it. Go back, let's see what we got. See? A not unreasonable increase to damage. Not bad. But some of this other stuff is garbage. See, and just increasing total damage is what you want to do. Increasing total damage is what you really, really, really want. But if there's a weapon you want to make it slightly more useful, I guess, you can increase its impact damage. But I would argue it's not that important at all. This is garbage. I would get rid of... In fact, I would get rid of this critical chance. Look at the critical chance here. Garbage. Values over 100% have a chance to become orange critical hit, and over 200% have a chance to become red. A chance to any given attack will do bonus critical hit damage. 8% is not significant. Now, there are other weapons, like fists, I believe. I can buy a fist. You know, like massive brass knuckles. You know, cartoon-sized boxing gloves. That increase your critical chance to like 20% or something. So we'll play with those later, probably. In fact, this might be my excuse for me to show you a new weapon. We'll do a mission later. This is all prep time, basically. So we'll get rid of this. You see that? Garbage. Completely unnecessary. So I use the D-pad to switch between each mod slot. The interface is mostly very useful with the D-pad, so I appreciate this sort of thing being added to a gamepad. I'm a massive fan of that, because I don't have a mouse. You can't use your trackpad. You can use your trackpad for, like, abilities during a fight, during an actual mission, but I don't really use the trackpad during a mission. I prefer to use my R1 shortcut, my R1 command menu, which is how I was using the magic spells during the fight. Anyway, so I increased the damage for that. Fatal acceleration. Most of these are kind of worthless. I've been playing with this gun for like 3 hours, and most of these are worthless. Extra status duration? Again, why does that matter? Fatal acceleration. I have a bunch of these, by the way, so I can afford to level them up. So let's press square. If anything, I would keep one and then sell the others, because they're triplicates. So I can upgrade this again. Not maxed out, but let's apply the fusion. If nothing else, you can have like a maxed out mod, and a lightly upgraded mod, and a unmodified mod, and a plain mod. If you're worried about how much drain these upgraded mods will take, because if you have one mod that's just too needy, it needs too much drain energy, then what you do is you swap out that needy mod with the less expensive mod, so that allows you to attach other mods to your weapon. I'll show you that in a second. Because I mean, there is some strategic element to some of this, depending on the fight you're in. See right here. See, way more damaging. Now there's an alternative. For instance, let's say this is too expensive. Let's say I want to equip a bunch of other mods. Well, I don't have like this is too expensive. So let's say I want to equip this projectile. Nope, I can't equip this projectile speed mod because this one's too expensive. So for this configuration right here, I can swap it out, get rid of that, replace it with a less expensive mod like this one. The drain is only 4, not 8. See? So now I have more room to inflict this stupid fatal acceleration mod, if for some reason I wanted that. That's how the fall off works. Damage varies depending on the distance to the target. Damage is highest if closer than the first distance and minimal beyond the second distance. So within melee range, 16 damage. Excuse me. Or at least, what is that? I thought the damage was the damage per projectile, so I mean, I guess the total damage is pretty high. But anyway, that gives you some idea what we're dealing with. So the range, the distance, yeah, the range is further away, I guess. So you get maximum damage from further away now. But is that like 16 meters? I think that's what that means. I would argue it's not that important. That's why you would have a weaker mod. If for some reason you wanted a different setup, you would have a weaker mod here. Get rid of that. That gives you some idea about what I'm talking about. What is this double up? See that symbol at the top of the card? It looks like a double up caret. I have no idea what that means. Worry about that later. Okay, Lotto. My name is Lotto. I love to get Lotto. This is fine, I think. Oh, yeah. Did I mention the different kinds of... Yeah, I didn't mention the different kinds of elements that might be on the weapon. Yeah, this has no elemental abilities. I guess I turned it off. Yeah, this has heat attached to it. So let me press R3. Let me see what my auto install says. Nothing important. Energy spent on abilities is converted to shields. That's actually pretty good. I appreciate that. But energy is kind of hard to get, so I don't like to level that up too much. Critical chance, again on a pistol, 12%. I rarely use it. I would get rid of it. Okay, heated charge. Yeah. This configuration B uses electricity instead of heat. Electricity is good against robotics. Heat is good against infested flesh. Causes damage, causes target to burn for extra damage, and slightly reduce their armor for a short duration. Okay, whatever. I like heat. Heat's good. Heated... I didn't choose that, though. That just increases the damage. 10%'s not bad. I would get rid of this. Actually, I'm not even using that. Here we go. I have 3, so what can I do? I can do heat. And what else? Electricity. Ooh. 6. That's too high. It's too expensive. These are too expensive, so I might have to get rid of one of these. This one I like. It converts unused ammo pickups into pistol ammo. So if you pick up a rifle, if you pick up some rifle ammo, and your rifle doesn't need it, you get an extra pip. You get one extra pistol. You get 1 extra pip of pistol ammo. If you pick up a shotgun or a sniper ammo cartridge that you don't need, then you get 3 extra pips of pistol ammo. So I dig that a lot, actually. But I rarely use my pistol, so it's not really that important. I don't need more ammo in my pistol. Doesn't matter, really. I rarely run out of ammo. I rarely ever run out of ammo in this game. There's ammo everywhere in this game, so that's not even a problem. I don't need a larger magazine. A pistol will wipe out most enemies in 8 or 9 shots, and my pistol holds 15. 15 shots in the mag. I don't need a quicker reload speed. I really don't. The pistol's not that useful except against weak enemies. I guess I could level up this weapon. I need to use this weapon more because I want to use this electricity. I want electricity and heat if I can get that. I'm gonna have to turn something off. If I turn that, so this was 41. So what happens if I put this here? Yeah, no, I can't put that there. It's the same. Okay, check out what happens when I combine the two. When you combine heat with electricity, radiation status confuses enemies to attack everything nearby at random if you inflict that status on them. So you're doing an equal amount of damage, but it's radiation, heat and electricity combined to form radiation. When you combine elements, you get like combos like this. So if you combine heat and electricity, you get radiation. Effective against alloy armor, which I've never seen. Maybe I have, I just don't know it. I would argue again that real-time tactics, I would argue, matter more than elements. Except for some very specific missions. So I would argue it's not that important. Let's see. Don't need that. Expel infested. Yeah, damage to infested. Don't need that. So again, the pistol's not that useful, to be honest. Let's see. By the way, my alternate weapon is the kunai, which is even more useless than the pistol, if I'm being honest. These are only rank 6 because I never use them.
Operator, please return
Covered in blood.
safe and sound.
I never use this. This is kind of worthless. Puncture. See, this just isn't strong enough, which is the problem. It's silent, but it's not really fast enough. So I don't really see the point of using kunai, if I'm being brutally honest here. It's like, I just don't get it. So I stopped using this a while ago. By the way, I was using this... Before I used this, I had a bow, which is actually kind of useful. For stealth missions, it's fine, but you rarely have to use stealth in this game. I'm jumping around and doing bullet jumps all the time like a freaking cyber ninja. I don't need to use a bow. I don't need silence. If I press the triangle button here, I can see my upgrades. This weapon's pretty strong, but again, I can use a shotgun, but again, a bow is useful for ranged silence, which I don't really need, if I'm being honest. So, my argument is, why not just use a shotgun? Just run up on a dude and use a shotgun to the face. That's my argument. So, I can't really make sense of that. So I just decided to use a shotgun instead. Because I just need to be loud and proud. No reason to be silent. Stay in the shadows. Switch this. Even though I'm a ninja. Even though I'm a cyberspace ninja. I'd rather just be loud and proud with a shotty. And of course the bow here is maxed out. So I'll show you what I put on it. So we'll switch weapons in the next video. Because I want to see what my options are. Let's see. I don't spend much time in here anymore once I figure out what mods I need. And usually, like I said, I only really go in here to equip a really useful mod. Like this one. Berserker Fury. I would argue it's not really that. I would argue it's not really worth it. Or I got a Clashing Forest mod. Check it out. Oh yeah, that's what I meant to mention. That's what I meant to mention earlier. This weapon right here has does heat damage, cold damage, and toxic damage. If you mix cold and toxic together, you get viral, which gives you, it's most effective against Grineer or clones, which is good, because there are a lot of Grineer in this game. Viral stats increases health damage taken up to 300%. So if I'm fighting on Earth, if I'm fighting Grineer, at the beginning of this video, the enemies I was fighting were Grineer. Most of the enemies you fight are Grineer, like the ones I did at the beginning of this video. So this is extremely effective against them. You can also do heat, which is effective against infested flesh. So there's an argument to be made that your melee weapon should be one particular element type, and your shotgun should be a complementary type that the enemy might be resistant to. So if an enemy is resistant to these statuses, then you might want to equip a weapon you might want to equip a shotgun weapon that exposes one of their other vulnerabilities. So an enemy that's resistant to, this viral might be vulnerable to electricity. So maybe my shotguns have electricity attached to it. What do you think? Do I have electricity? I don't. What do I have? I have heat, right? I don't even have heat. I don't have an elemental ability on this weapon. That sucks. Maybe I might have to use the pistol instead. I'm kind of shocked I don't have any elemental weapons. I don't have any elemental mods for this. Well, that's disturbing. How about the pistol? The pistol does radiation. Do you have electricity? I can double check. No, I can't check for that. So what does this have? It has heat, basically. This does have electricity. It's radiation, okay. So that might help. If I can use my pistol against enemies, it might be vulnerable. But it doesn't do that much damage anyway, so why even bother with that? It doesn't do enough damage as is. So I would argue that for a pistol, it's not really that important. But if I can equip a shotgun with elemental damage, that would be useful. But again, this weapon is maxed out. I would argue it's not really a problem. Oh yeah, I want to see if I have an upgrade for my mag that reduces my electricity. That increases my electricity resistance. Yeah, like this. Lightning rod, 20%. I can get rid of something probably. Like this. Why do I even have this? Per combo multiplier? I have no idea what that means. I like the idea of getting crits, I guess. Companion marks a target. Killing the target applies a status effects to all enemies within 7. Ooh, that's nice. Let's see. Fast deflection. That's a faster shield recharge. I probably could level that up, but we'll do that later. There's an argument to be made that I need to resist electricity. Because electricity destroys my shields. Heat resistance. I don't really need heat resistance. I need electricity resistance. Where's the heat resistance coming from? There it is. So replace that with the lightning rod. I leveled that up, by the way. Yeah, that works. So that increases my electricity resistance. But I was hoping the game would actually explain that. Let me check out my mods for a second. The game should explain what electricity is good for. Let's see. I can't sort by element, can I? No. Not really. How do I sort by? Where's the electricity explained? It's not explained here. I bet, what is that? I bet it's for alloy crap. And my pistol has electricity on it, right?